Welcome to part 1, how to get impressions on Fiverr. This is part of my ultimate Fiverr tutorial guide. If you'd like to go ahead and watch the whole 38-minute video, you can find the link to that in the description down below. Again, this is how to get impressions on Fiverr, how to rank your gig more highly and get a bigger audience to ultimately get more orders. Hey, I'm Carrie. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome for the very first time. All around, welcome. I'm Carrieblogger, a career freelancer on Fiverr.com, where I've been selling as a Fiverr Pro verified copywriter for about the past 8 years. And in today's Freelance Friday video, I am so excited to be sharing with you a super in-depth ultimate guide on how to get impressions, clicks, inquiry messages, and ultimately orders. But before we can get into that, we have to announce this week's Blogger of the Week. If you would like to be the Blogger of the Week, just like Nathan Collins, all you have to do is drop a comment down below and you might get picked. Let's get down to business. Like I said, this is the ultimate guide. I'm not holding anything back, and I truly believe that if you put this into action, you will be successful just like me. Big part number 1, how to get impressions. Impressions, also known as views, relates to your position in the search rank. Whether that is someone typing in the search bar, whether that is them clicking through categories, whether they're following the drop-down menu, or maybe they're using some of the other built-in search tools around the site. Doesn't matter, when their eyes get on you, it is counted as an impression. And your impressions are listed under each individual gig, which you can find on the gigs tab of your upper menu. And that is the total number of people who are seeing your service, like I said. Even if it's just a teeny little card. This is your very first split-second opportunity to create a first impression, catch their attention, and convince them to click. So getting ranked highly, being visible in the search position, depends on so many factors. It takes time, and it's also not a permanent or even linear kind of thing. Just because you achieve a good search rank doesn't mean it's going to last, doesn't mean it's going to stick there. It is completely normal to see instability in your gig, whether you're just starting out or potentially you had a good search rank and all of a sudden things are going downhill, you're not sure what's happening. Like I said, instability is completely normal. Ideally, you should create a set of gigs that work together cohesively, not only because that uplifts your professional persona, but also because ideally you want something to always be popular, even when other things are taking a little bit of a dive. So instability is normal, proof, case in point, done. Do I panic when things dip and slide? No, neither should you. And don't listen to those conspiracy theorists in the forums. Oh my God, just ignore the forums altogether. Who will say that by updating your gig or changing your metadata, you're gonna get shadow banned, the platform's gonna ban you forever, you're never gonna get linked again. Trust me, in my 8 years of experience, just if something needs to be changed, change it. Just don't play games, do what's good, and things will work out just fine. Okay, so that's kind of the background on impressions. Let's get into my top tips on how to get ranked highly and maximize those impressions. And when I mean ultimate guide, I mean ultimate guide. I'm not cutting corners here. We're gonna talk about all of it. So first up, the gig title. Ideally, you're gonna wanna include the top keyword that people are searching for to find your service. And this should be written for real humans, not bots. Because this, again, is what is showing to humans in search, and this is one of the most important things that they're going to see. Also, little known fact, keep in mind that the first gig title that you set when creating your gig is going to create the URL for that gig. So if you pick a really stupid title or something unrelated, or you have a blatant typo, that silly little mistake is going to follow you every single time that you copy and paste your gig link. So be careful and purposeful about what you choose. But Carrie, how do I choose my keywords, you say? Really quickly, I'm gonna make this so simple, so fast. Number 1, you're gonna wanna brainstorm the things that your clients are calling your service, the things that they're going to be searching for to find your service. It's not your job title, it's not what you call yourself, it's not the skills you have, it's not the long-winded way that you explain what you do to strangers. All it is the literal name of the service that you're offering and what people are searching for. Then, number 2, you're going to write down a list of the keywords that you see other sellers using in your target category, but also keep in mind that just because someone is doing a good job in search or has a lot of reviews doesn't necessarily mean that their keyword strategy is on point. Like I said, there are a lot of features to consider, but go ahead and write down the keywords that other people are using. You're also gonna wanna look in a private browser, that's how you say that, for Fiverr's autofill feature to see the keywords that pop up when you partially put in the keywords that you're thinking of. And number 3, you're gonna run that list through a free search volume tool. I personally use searchvolume.io. I don't see anyone talking about it. It is such a fantastic tool. It is super easy to use, ridiculously easy, completely free, and all it does is sorts and ranks your keywords by volume. As a new seller trying to break into a saturated category, I definitely recommend picking one of those mid-tier kinds of keywords that clearly have interest and search potential, but are not the oversaturated ones that all of your competitors are hogging at the top of the list. Okay, continuing on. Thing number 2, you're going to write your SEO title. This is what you do write for bots because this is not visible to humans, outward-facing clients in search. Also, this is a bit of a hidden drop-down feature, so if you don't actually click on SEO title, you won't see the line for it and you might be missing it. Big missed opportunity. Number 3, make sure that you're selling in the right category. This sounds like such a no-brainer, but a ton of the clients that I consult with, other freelancers who want my advice and help, many of them are not selling in the correct category. If you are unsure, go into a private browser again and walk your way through all those categories and see what the options are, see where they're located, and see which one is the best fit for you. Also, the categories do tend to change fairly frequently, and there are a lot of new ones added all the time. So make sure to check in regularly and make sure that if something new pops up that is a better fit and might even have, less competition in a new category, that you're taking advantage of that. Number 4, the gig metadata is super simple. Most of the categories don't have that many settings to choose. And honestly, most of them aren't even really that good of a fit, but don't skip it. Essentially what this is you're filling out and matching the search toggles that clients can choose to narrow down their search options when they're looking for a gig. Number 5, search tags. These are super minimal. You can only have 5 of them, but make sure you are using all 5 because it's really important. Here you're going to, again, match the words that people are using to find you. This is where those keywords are going. And if an autofill option pops up that is spelled incorrectly, this happens pretty frequently, don't spell it incorrectly, just write it correctly and it will pop up the correct answer for you. Keep in mind that these post publicly on your gig description page, so especially if you're in the writing category, why in the world would you just follow along with an autofill feature that is blatantly spelled wrong? That's gonna make you look dumb. Don't do it. Number 6. Pricing. The platform 100% prioritizes listings that use these 3 tiers, absolutely no question. I've been selling on Fiverr since 2013. That is way back in the day when it was literally only $5 gigs. That was where the name came from. You didn't have package tiers. You only had one $5 gig. And I actually remember back in the Stone Age when they first initiated that feature, and immediately they were saying, use it. We are prioritizing gigs that use it. And that, I guarantee, is continuing today. If you're not using all 3 package tiers, that is a huge problem, a huge something against you. A huge strike against you in terms of the algorithm. Check out the video linked in the description below about upselling with your package tiers. Number 7, make sure to match your delivery time with the search toggles and parameters that customers are seeing on the outside. For example, I think it would be infinitely better for your strategy to set your gig to 3-day delivery instead of 4. Why? Well, because if someone selects up to 7 days in the search parameters to narrow their search down, that is not the kind of buyer that clearly has a deadline. They don't really prioritize the delivery period as much. So a 4-day delivery for them isn't as important as up to the 3-day category. And then when you hit within that 3-day window, you are clearly meeting the deadline that they care about. Number 8, the description and FAQ. This is your time to shine. Make sure to fill them out correctly and with keywords. Again, written for humans, not bots. And even if you think that you don't need to use the FAQ tool, trust me, you do. And the site will prioritize the gigs and sellers that do. Tick the box. Number 9, I'm almost running out of fingers here. I might sound repetitive. Honestly, it's not rocket science, but do make sure that you are also using the order requirements section as fully you're allowed to. This is another tool that I remember when they launched back in the day. You used to only have one little questionnaire form, and now you're allowed to have individual questions and set it up more like a survey. It was a big deal when they released that feature, the improvement for sellers to help facilitate better outcomes, and I know that the platform will prioritize people who use it effectively. And it's just yet another way that you can show this robot algorithm that you are fully prepared, you're set up for client success, and that you are dedicated to using all of the features that the platform is giving you. And again, you should be taking advantage of these features for your end clients, not just and only to appease the robots. Always frame everything with how you can create the most clear, experience and the best communication for your clients. Check the video linked in the description below for more information about order requirements and how to get a clear brief. Number 10, literally on my fingers here. And can you guess what I'm gonna say about the last part of your gig setup? Yep, use all 3 image slots and include a video. A video alone can increase your conversions by 40%. That's huge. And I'm also gonna add attached documents. I'm currently not using documents because up until I literally was writing the script for this and I looked back at the section again, it used to say, not really recommended unless you have to use it. They've now changed that and now they do recommend that you use it, so I'm going to use it. If it's recommended by the platform, they're doing that for a reason. The algorithm will support it and you should too. Check out the video in the description link below for more information about best practices with gig videos and photos. Okay, here's the ultimate summary for this whole section. If you want the Fiverr algorithm gods to smile upon you, then just listen when they release a feature or tool that they clearly are prioritizing, they clearly believe will help improve outcomes for your clients, and then use it. Tick every backend box for them. Set yourself up like a pro, and the algorithm will reward you for it. You will get a better search rank, I guarantee. As much as I can guarantee as an outsider, not knowing your situation. You know. We interrupt this programming for 3 teensy little requests, really quick. Number 1, please be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already and you are enjoying this content. Number 2, no matter how old this video is when you're finding it, please do drop a comment down below. I really do love reading and replying to thoughtful comments, and I do my best to really engage with you there in a meaningful way. So even if this video has been around for a while, please do drop a comment down below. And number 3, consider sharing this with a friend. Chances are someone in your life is looking for real, honest, and specific advice about how to build their side hustle or how to build a sustainable business doing what they love. So if you're enjoying this, share this with a friend and they might enjoy it too. Okay, so let's say that you have done that flawlessly. You think it's flawless, but you're still not getting any impressions. What do you do? There may be a couple of issues here to address. Number 1, I would say that maybe your service area is just too niche. Maybe there's literally not an audience for it. For example, if you're selling services as a graduate level researcher for geologists, like you probably don't have hundreds or thousands of geologists even looking for that service on Fiverr. It doesn't really matter if there's no competition because there's really no audience. So to fix that, you're gonna need to make it broader, see how you can apply those skills in more, accessible, necessary, needed, I don't know what word I'm looking for, ways. And I also recommend trying to attract a more corporate client because Fiverr attracts more business projects than personal projects. That's how the platform works. And with Fiverr Business, subsection of Fiverr that they are strongly promoting, they want to increase that trend on the platform. And check out the video linked in the description below about how to pick a niche and what to sell on Fiverr. Number 2 issue you might have, are things just spelled wrong? I know that's like such a dumb thing to say, but honestly, it happens all the time. I see this so often. Like if you're selling Lugo Dezine, and that would make sense why no one is searching for that. And the same thing goes if you're using the wrong search tags. Maybe not even necessarily spelled wrong, but just wrong. So the other day I consulted with an article writer who was having trouble getting impressions, and one of their 5, you only get 5, one of their 5 search tags was WordPress blogs. And they thought that was a good fit. But if you go look for WordPress blogs in search, you're gonna see that all of the people that show up are designers who are designing blogs on WordPress. The people who are using that search tag are not looking for an article writer. So that is not a good fit and it needs to be changed because it doesn't match the pattern of user behavior. Issue number 3, it might be, maybe you just haven't waited long enough. There is no hard and fast rule about this. I'm not gonna say, wait 4 days and 2 hours and you're gonna see success because the search rank is so fluid and flexible. Just don't expect things to ping up on the first page of results right away. Be patient, be realistic. Check out the video linked in the description below with more information about instability on the platform and what to expect realistically. Number 4 issue, really hard to hear, but super common. If you are an existing seller who has seen a sudden dip in your impressions and you're freaking out, it might be from bad internal feedback. Your internal feedback and your internal metrics of your performance are overwhelmingly one of the top factors in your search rank position. Because obviously the platform wants to promote sellers who are delivering great outcomes for their clients. A win-win just promotes more winning. So even if a string of mediocrely satisfied comments aren't willing to roast you publicly in a review, maybe they didn't choose to leave a public review at all. They said, it's okay, I guess, thanks for your work, kind of, we'll just take it from here. Not glowing feedback, obviously. They may have roasted you privately in that private feedback just for the platform. And so maybe the site is penalizing you for it. And hey, maybe they're not even penalizing you for it. Don't think of it that way. It's just that they're promoting other sellers who are doing a better job. They're getting better outcomes. They have happier clients. They should be rewarded for that. Honestly, they should. So take a breath, think about how you can improve, and take this experience to heart. So how can you improve? What was lacking in the experience? Where were any miscommunication issues? How can you add value for your clients? Ultimately, how can you prevent this mediocre experience from happening again? Or even a blatantly bad experience. Maybe that was what it was. Maybe you did get roasted publicly. I don't know. But check out the video linked in the description below for more advice about what to do if and when you get a bad review. Okay, so if you're not getting impressions, right? We've talked about how to get impressions. We've talked about why you might not be. Let's talk about what not to do if you're not getting impressions. Don't create multiple gigs that all do the same thing. It's not allowed and it's just dumb. And also just don't delete your gig and start over. I've read people say you should do that. Don't. Ultimately, keep a level head and think about how are you going to best promote yourself to clients? What is going to be the best thing you can do to put yourself forward? And check out the video linked in the description below with more advice about my biggest Fiverr regrets, including when I deleted gigs. Don't do it. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, make sure to like it, subscribe, leave me a comment down below letting me know what you thought, and then go ahead and hop over to part 2 of the video, which is following it up with how to get clicks. Remember, please, people, you are worth more than your workload. You are so important. You are so valuable. You are deserving of respect. So make sure you ask for it and make sure you earn it. Okay, let's get back to work.